All right, let's get to our top story that we are working on today at 5. We want to start with Katrina Brown and Reggie Brown.
That's right. It is day 6 of the federal corruption trial against the former Jacksonville City Councilman. And their federal corruption trial has taken some interesting turns so far. The government and Katrina Brown have rested their cases, and the attorneys for Reggie Brown have done the same thing.
Katrina Brown, who chose to represent herself, did not take the stand. Neither did Reginald Brown. The government argues from 2013 to 2015, the two misused nearly $2.5 million in federal funds.
On your side's Nick Perot joins us from the courthouse. And Nick, now we go into closing arguments.
Well, yes, Ginny, that's right. After several days and dozens of witnesses, the case will now go to the jury. Jury instructions later tomorrow morning, and then it will go to closing arguments. Now, as we expected earlier today, Katrina Brown said we'd have to wait and see how today would play out. As expected, she did call her father, Jerome Brown, to the witness stand to explain how the business unfolded. Now, we did expect to hear from Reggie Brown, but he decided to not take the witness stand in his own defense. Katrina Brown looked to the man behind her family's barbecue sauce business, her father, Jerome Brown, as her final witness. Her father testified that the money used to pay for utilities, insurance, supplies, and employees themselves was his own, not the millions in government grants and loans, as prosecutors claim. For the last week, the government built a case showing the family barbecue sauce business was not producing the sauce as intended, or any of the 56 jobs promised at the Northwest Jacksonville facility. Katrina's father, Jerome Brown, says visitors may not have seen a sauce production operation because there was no set schedule to make sauce. Adding 5 to 6 employees were needed for production. Pictures were shown to illustrate equipment was used and the finished product on store shelves. Jerome Brown also told us on his lunch break that employees were also being paid from other family companies and not the ones tied in question by the government.
A whole bunch of money. And we took from one company, and that's why we had to file bankrupt.
And back out here live now, coming up at 6, we're going to hear from Reggie Brown as we heard him on the way out here again. Tomorrow, closing arguments set around 9:30 or so. Keep it here for the very latest. Again, we'll hear from Reggie Sound coming up here at 6 o'clock. From the federal courthouse, Nick Perot, First Coast News, on your side.